love most about Pivot is that it brings a diverse group of people together. So on Pivot we have investment bankers, artists, lawyers, philanthropists, and everybody gets together, usually on a weekday night, so there's not a lot of competing things going on. And we do something a little bit different. So whether it's learning about Leonardo da Vinci and fine Italian wine, or Josef Karsh and his photography, or even tonight learning about animation, it just gives you something different to do in Calgary, and it's a little bit interesting.
I love Pivot because it's a great opportunity to get together with like-minded people and look at some art and learn and eat sushi and drink beer.
The quality of the exhibits at the Glenbow excites me, and I think more people, if they knew about it or opened their eyes to it, would just be thrilled that we have this kind of experience available to us right in Calgary.
What I love about Pivot are the people. I think the membership is terrific. We have such a good time together, and we get to do all of this in the Glenbow and the galleries around town, which is really fun.
It's just a great reason to get out and enjoy the museum and leave the kids at home.
I think what surprised me the most is how quickly news about Pivot has spread. So I'll go to people and I'll start talking about Pivot and they'll say, oh, we've heard about this, or we read about this in Avenue magazine, or we heard about this from a friend. So just how quickly word of mouth spreads when there's a good thing going.
The thing that surprised me most about being a Pivot member are the many other people who feel the same way as I do about art in Calgary and how they want to expand their horizons and see more art and meet more people who want to learn more about art and experience art, and that's been the most surprising thing for me.
The shows and the diversity of shows at Glenbow. We've got an animation show on now and have had Botero in South America. We've had portrait photographs. It's been all over the place, and it seems to bring out a different crowd no matter what show is in.
Having a chance to see the things that we've been able to see, it's like not everyone gets an opportunity to go behind the scenes or see different exhibitions as closely as we are able to do. So that surprised me the most, for sure.
One of my favorite Pivot experiences so far has been the speed dating networking event, which actually surprised me. I think it created a real buzz in the gallery, and it just set off the event really well.
I love the events when we get led and curated through the exhibits and I actually get to find out something a little in depth about them.
The private collection tour with the Pullmans, seeing sort of their expressions and reflections on that art, that was pretty cool.
I loved Arttoberfest. It was really fun to be out in the bus, and it was great to have all the gallery owners join us and sit and have drinks.
It's actually the Karsh exhibit.
The Karsh exhibit?
The great Canadian photographer who photographed celebrities and politicians and renowned people from around the world, and
I thought that was a really neat exhibit and brought together a diverse group of people.
For me, it's just exciting that a Canadian has that kind of clout in the photography world.
I joined Pivot because I had previously been involved in a similar young professionals group at museum out in Toronto, and prior to that I was involved in some volunteer work in New York City. So in Calgary I was looking around for something comparable to the experience that I had with me, and when I found out that there was Pivot starting up, it was a no-brainer.
I joined because I've always been a fan of the Glenbow, and I knew that if there was one way of having a say in how Glenbow did things and was run, then this would be a great opportunity. And it's just a great opportunity to meet some other people too.
I lived in London and in Germany, and I came to Calgary and realized that a lot of people in my age group don't go to the Glenbow as much as I wish they did, and myself included. And so it seemed like a really great way to bring people together of all different walks of life and to do something different that wasn't going to a movie or to a bar, and that would educate people as well as create a social networking platform.
I have been a long-time supporter of Glenbow, and when I first moved back to Calgary after being away for a long time, Glenbow was sort of the first most exciting point on the radar for me in terms of what was going on in downtown Calgary, and so Pivot was a no-brainer.
Well, I joined Pivot because I love art, plain and simple, and I want to learn more about it.
What excites me about the future of art and culture in Calgary is that something like Pivot has taken off, and so we've started with 5 or 6 members at the beginning of January, and we've grown to 75 or so. And so the interest that our generation has in arts and culture gives me a lot of hope that if we can show the government and the people that fund it that there is a lot of interest, that we can get better funding and that we can improve the Glenbow and the exhibits even more.
You know, I'm really excited about art and culture in Calgary because we're at a tipping point. We're over 1 million people, things are changing, it feels like individuals can make a difference, and we're becoming a destination instead of somewhere in the hinterlands. People are coming here and people want to live here. It's a place where people want to be entertained, they want to be challenged, and they want to be in a community where you can make a difference.
That it's on the up and up. I think it really has some momentum. People are excited about it. There are initiatives like Pivot happening not just here, but with other organizations.
Increased accessibility to art and programming, such as festivals like the Giraffe Animation Festival and Folk Fest and other music festivals that are starting and gaining popularity in the city.
I just think there's a real vibrancy about the city, and I think we're in a moment where it could get going really fast.
The thing that excites me about the future of art and culture in Calgary is Pivot.
What I would say to somebody who's considering joining Pivot is come on out, get involved, come out, have some fun, meet some great people, get inspired, and get involved with arts and culture in Calgary.
Pivot is right now in Calgary the epitome of awesomeness. It's YYC awesomeness.
It's a fantastic experience.
Really, it is kind of a good deal going. We put on 10 events throughout the year that involve food, wine, curated tours.
Awesome way to get involved in the art and culture community in the city.
Each time, you always experience something new and different.
Come out to an event or two and I think you'll kind of get hooked.
A great way to meet some other super cool like-minded people.
Stop considering. You should join. It's really fun. I have loved the last year, and I'm really excited about the upcoming one.
And it's a fun way to meet new people. So come out and come to our event. We have our birthday event January 12th, and you can get a feel for what it's like.
What would I say to someone who is considering about joining Pivot? I would say just do it.